Yo, this is with Set and Key Meeting. I'm back with another one for y'all. Today we're about to get into this Andrew Wilson on whatever podcast. And this girl right here says the most craziest thing. 8 out of 10 of us are pretty much, well, I'll let her explain.
Okay.
What do you think you would do?
How about, wait, hold on. I want to actually get an answer to the question.
What was the question? Percentage.
What percentage of men do you think would choose to attack you in this scenario? Because it's like random men, right? So
Probably like 80% of men.
Whoa.
80.
Like if you think about
80 is wild. You're telling me like, hey, she don't trust men at all if that's the case. Bro, that's like saying if I get with a girl, 80% of them is going to cheat. It's like, bro, you wouldn't even get in a relationship at that point.
how long am I stranded in this forest with
I
him?
think you're overthinking.
Let's say you're stranded there for 2 years. Just say you're stranded there for 2 years with him.
Unless it was that guy that was celibate for 17 years.
You think 8 in 10 men. 8 in 10 men.
Yeah, men are scary.
So who's to say you're not going to put the moves on bro? Like, I'm just being real. Like, who's to say you're not going to put the moves on him? 2 years, y'all on an island together. Nah, so, something might happen. Hey, even if he's ugly, hey, he may look cute one day.
SAU, 8 and 10.
Men are scary.
Well, okay.
Hillary Epstein donated
All right.
$99. Bye-bye, it's bedtime. LOL.
Bye.
Thank you for that, Hillary Epstein. Thank you. Hope you have a wonderful night. 80%. What's the population? Population of adult males USA.
About, I think, roughly 140 million.
Okay.
So do you think?
Okay, let's just say out of 10 men, like 8 of them, I'm pretty sure if you were to just spawn them in the middle of the forest, like you're saying, like 8 out of those 10 men would probably...
Would essay a woman
Yeah.
or murder them?
Yeah.
So, your family members and the male family members of your boyfriend, they also, so 8 out of 10 of your male family members would do this too?
Unfortunately,
Giovanni JD donated
Yeah, I could probably see that
$100. I love the girl on the right's reaction to the lizard sex, but they were desperate in the wild.
What?
The thick girl in the right's reaction to the lizard sex, but they were desperate for that lizard.
So 8 and 10 of the men in your family would essay women in the forest.
Bro.
If they
I can think of a handful of men in my family that
No, that's not what we
are
asked.
disgusting.
8 and 10.
Wow.
8 and 10. You said 80%. That's
All right,
8.
you have a terrible family then. I'm going to be real with you. You line up 8 out of 10 men in my family, I can guarantee you line up 10 dudes in my family. I don't even know if I could say even one of them would be on that type of time. Couldn't even say that. So if you tell me, hey, you can line up 10 men in your family, and you tell me 8 of them would just be on demon time and with a girl alone on an island, then girl, you come from a messed up family, man. Somebody get this girl some help.
8 and 10. That means
know.
out of all, so think of 10 males in your family, 10. 8 of them are going to essay a chick in the forest.
Wow.
I don't know more than like 5 men in my family.
Okay, well, let's just take 5 then. 4 and 5. 4 out of the 5 men that you do know in your family are going to essay a chick in the forest.
So you don't got no real experience with men. There's not that much men in your family, but you speaking that strongly on it is crazy. But okay.
Yeah.
So this would include
I could think of.
your
I
father.
could talk.
Would that include your father?
No, he passed away, so I'm not counting him. He's not alive.
Wait,
Okay,
so
but
how about
you
this?
Wait, no,
envisioned
wait,
him,
whoa.
right?
Yeah.
Would he do it?
No.
How about this framing?
Okay, brother,
No.
cousin.
Yeah.
Whoa.
How many cousins are you envisioning? 5?
No. 2.
Okay, so then we have. So where do the other 3 come from?
Uncle, grandfather, great grandfather.
So your great grandfather, your grandfather, your uncle, and your 2 cousins are all going to essay a chick if they're in the forest. Really?
I could see that possibly happening.
Wow.
Well, are they or aren't they?
Yeah, depending
Yeah,
on the
they are.
circumstances, I could possibly see that happening.
So
So I just want to make sure your grandfather is a artist. He's
I
a
said
rapist. Your grandfather.
I said great-grandfather.
Yeah. Well, no, you said your great grandfather and
And I
your
corrected
grandfather.
myself, great-grandfather.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. You said your great grandfather and your grandfather.
Okay.
How you know that?
Yes.
I don't have a grandpa, I have a great-grandpa, but I just,
No, I'm pretty sure it's biologically impossible for you to not have a grandpa.
I don't know my grandpa.
Well,
Okay. So your two cousins, for sure, they're going to R-word a chicken for us, no matter what.
Melonova
Yeah, I can see
donated $100. Andrew, good faith question. If a man told his wife to kiss the ground literally every step he took through the house, would that be cool since she has to submit? Or is there a threshold? What
bro,
is it?
Of course.
Quick response to
The
this. Andrew.
threshold has to comply with reason, so no, that would be unreasonable. I can actually express why that would be unreasonable. But anyway, back to this, this kind of back and forth here. I just want to make sure both of your cousins are R-wordists. They're both essayists. I just want to make sure that I hear it from you that you're 100% positive they're definitely going to be against her will taking that chick in the forest, right?
Not against her will, but that doesn't.
Well, what?
Oh wow! So pretty much he's saying so they'd riz it. Okay. So pretty much he ain't saying that they're abusive men. They're just saying that that they got riz, that they some players for real. He's saying, yeah, well, most of them's gonna take a pass at them. Well, of course. If I'm on an island alone with even a girl like this after a year or 6 months, I'm gonna be like, man, what it hitting on?
Why do I hang on? Wait, how could it be?
'Cause there's
How could they be
also, like-
essaying her if it's not against her will?
Because there's like SA that isn't like the type you're referring to, where it's like you kind
like
of
what?
just.
Please tell me more.
What would
Make
they
it
do
happen.
that would essay her? What do you think they would do?
I'm pretty sure all of the girls here have been in uncomfortable situations where.
Yeah. So answer my question. I don't care
You
about
stupid.
what you think other girls in the room have been through. What would they do to women in the forest? What would they do?
I'm just gonna stand by that. I think 8 out of 10 men would do that.
Yeah, I don't care what you're going to stand by. What would they do? You just said that they would essay
What
women
would you
in the
do if you were
forest. What
stuck
would
in the
they do?
forest with a woman that wasn't your wife?
Nothing.
Nothing. Protect her, really.
Nothing. Survival.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What would you?
I
you
mean,
wouldn't-
Like, I ain't gonna lie. If it was me, yeah, I just protect her and just make sure she good. Like, I'm not just gonna leave some woman defenseless in the forest or some stranded island. Like, come on now. Most dudes is gonna protect her. Like, and we're not gonna do anything for her, unless she trying to throw that thing. But if she not, then most of us just gonna take that one to the chin. Come on now. She might be married. But let's go.
maybe like ask her to, I don't know, sharpen a stone.
Okay, she didn't want to
gather
do. She didn't want to.
firewood.
She didn't want to do anything like that. Would you think about maybe?
I would
Okay, I
just
need to
abandon
eat.
her. If she refused to assist in her
Smallson
survival situation.
donated $200.
Hey.
A woman right now on X is trending. She has a mold of her husband's Pierce's urn. Unfortunately, he passed this a cool idea for a man. Are these popular? Would you buy one for your husband's/B?
Hang on, I want to finish this real quick before we get into that. So
Let's just have the girls here really quick. Just a show of hands. Would you be cool with this? Would you do it?
Do it.
Hail and well met.
Oh, God.
Lol Paladins
I guess that's
donated
a no. It's a no.
$100 and
No hand
2
raises.
cents.
Thank you, Lol
This
Paladin.
scamming prostitute is so messed up with her genetics. She herself would likely essay and take advantage of anyone she runs across that is weaker than herself. Because that is what she already does.
I wasn't a prostitute.
Bro's avatar is hard. I ain't gonna lie.
Okay, so I would, well, yes, I think stripping is prostitution, but I guess we can leave that for right now. I would like to dive into your question. Your question was, what would I do if I was with a woman in the forest? Well, I would try to reason with her and say, listen, if we're going to have the best shot, we need to work together to get out of here. And then after assessing the situation, I would probably give her some tasks to do. If she refused to do the tasks, then I would likely abandon her so that I could get out of the fucking forest.
Okay, he's savage.
Pastor.
He's savage. Now, maybe I'm simping. Maybe I'm simping a bit on this point, but I probably, okay, never mind. I would probably try to negotiate something like, come on now, you got to do something. We just ain't about to be on this island. You sit your pretty feet up and I'm just doing all the work. No, you got to do something. And if she just refused to do anything, then, well, I'm going to leave her by herself, and we're going to see how long that attitude lasts. I'm pretty sure she'll be running right back. Well, hopefully.
Yep.
Or you could just stay for the rest of the show.
Do you need to go get some insure?
Yes, I do. It is past my bedtime.
These old hags gotta
Yeah.
get going.
You said 10.
Well, we're not going to go
I
for
gotta
too much
wheel away
longer.
on my wheelchair right now.
Not going to go for too much longer here, guys. Let's just finish the show.
I have a question on this. So, do you want to have kids?
I have one, but yeah, I want to have more.
Is your kid a boy or a girl?
That's a girl.
Now, do you want to have more kids?
Yeah,
It's possible you'll have 1, 2. How many more kids do you want?
like 2 more.
2 more kids. So if they're both sons, you're willing to say that under your roof of raising them, they have an 80% chance of becoming.
No.
What makes you
Because-
stand apart from all the other women who are raising men
There's
to
a-
become 80% chance of being grapists?
That's a good point.
But what percent chance? If you had to put a number to it, what percent chance will your sons be grapists?
That's an
I
excellent
would
point.
50-50.
raise them with like real core values in like a Christian household.
But I thought it seems like you're making the argument that this is just something that's innate in men. They are inclined to
Yeah.
essay women.
Yeah, if you
So
had
no
10
matter who raised them or what type of background they come from, you're saying that, yeah, in that scenario, they're going to harm a woman. So that's what I'm saying. So if you raise 2 sons, you're telling me they're just going to end up doing that to a woman?
sons, you're saying that 10 of them are going to be grapists. by
Yeah.
the way. 10. Or I'm sorry. If you had 10 sons, you're saying 8 would be grapists. If
You-
it's 80%, 10. Sorry, I mean 8 out of the 10.
I mean, this
Hypothetical.
It would be
hypothetical.
hypothetical.
Yeah, this hypothetical. I mean, you're not really giving any like anything except the fact that you're spawning us randomly in a forest,
Nope, we are giving you
and
something.
it's a random man. Yeah, I would rather
Nope,
pick
that's
a
incorrect. We
bear
are giving
over-
you something. We asked you, how many men do you think in that situation would do this type of thing? You said 80%.
But this was
Based on
after
that,
I
we
stated
can
that.
extrapolate. If it's 80%, that would encompass all men. If that is true, that all men at the level of 80% would essay a chick in the forest, then that would mean that 8 out of the 10 of the children you could potentially have would be grapists if they were men.
Yeah.
I'm just going based off of the original
that's a
question,
solid
which
point.
was a bear or a man. Which
Like that's like saying like 80% of girls is going to be like 304s. It's like, okay, so you tell me if I have like 10 daughters, 8 of them are going to be 304s? Like, nah, that's why it's asinine to say that.
I would think.
Yeah,
okay,
but
maybe
you
not
had
like
reasoning
80%.
for why you chose a bear.
Yeah, I would.
And
just
your
feel
reasoning was
safer
because you
with a
said
bear that's in its
80% of
natural
men,
habitat.
80% of men grape. That was your reasoning. If that is true, then you're admitting
I'm
that
also
8 out of 10
thinking
of the
in, like, a
men in your
secular
household are
men.
grapists.
I'm also thinking of like secular men because that's kind of like the headspace I'm in right now in this podcast area. Studio questions.
Why? You said 80% of all men.
Yeah, and I'm thinking of secular men.
Well,
What? Okay, so how many Christian men?
Probably less than.
50%?
How much less than?
Less than. Probably like
50%?
less.
40?
Like
30?
out of 10, possibly 1 or 2. Possibly.
Well, okay, so 20%. I just want to let you know.
Well, at least he has
okay,
at least he
that-
has a high standard for Christian men. Now. All right, so you add some religion behind it. Okay, so you tell me, so let's see, 8 out of 10 dudes without a religious background might do it. No, still I wouldn't say that, but well, I would say it's higher than the Christian men. I could tell you that.
at the staggering rate that you put at 80%, the deviation between men who self-identify as being Christian who grape and secular is not very wide. It's not very wide. I mean, as to be a statistical anomaly, it's that close. In other words, your chances of, if you're a Christian going up, of you graping versus being secular, it's not very wide.
So think about it.
Again, I was going out of the context of me thinking about 80% of men that I encounter on a like daily basis, which most of them are secular.
Have you been essayed by 80% of the men that you've encountered?
I've been verbally like sexually harassed, yeah.
By 80% of men.
If I go
80%.
outside,
You stupid.
Yes. That's
So-
why I personally didn't want to come here by myself. My boyfriend's outside. Like,
But so
I don't like leaving my house alone.
even if I grant, okay, so even if we consider catcalling within this, 80% of men catcall you? 80%?
It's not just catcalling, like verbally. It's
Okay,
the looks.
here.
It's
The looks,
80%.
the looks is crazy. She said, "Oh well, it's basically SA because you're looking at me, and I don't want you to look at me." And I'm just like, "Sweetheart, like, trust me, the dudes deal with the same thing. Trust me, there be girls that we don't want to look at us. There be people that we don't want to look at us, but they do it anyway, and they have the right to. Just not long, they don't do it too hard now."
Innuendos.
Okay. So hold on. Catcalling and then like everything worse than
approach.
catcalling.
Not the apple.
80% of men do that.
Less now that I only go outside with my boyfriend, yeah. But when I go outside alone, yeah,
It's at
At least
80%
she's a
of
good
men.
girlfriend.
yeah.
At least she's a
When
good
I
girlfriend.
would go out
So
to
if
LA.
you go out,
Supposedly.
so just like going to Trader Joe's, 80% of the dudes, yo, what's up?
I've literally been in the Starbucks line and gotten catcalled from
Sure.
like outside. No, like in the drive-through.
Was it 80% of the men in the Starbucks?
It was in the parking lot.
No. Fine. Yes, it happened. One guy at Starbucks said that. Was it 80% of the men?
Come on, go ahead and lie to us.
You need to be consistent here.
It's just like the fact that like, from my view, yes,
Sure, it happens.
80% of men are dogs in the
80% of
secular
men.
world. Yes.
So, but 80% of the men that you see at Trader Joe's, Starbucks, wherever, they're catcalling you or worse.
Yeah, worse because I feel like looks are the same.
Stop the
as
cap.
catcalling.
A guy looking at you is a guy.
It's not just like looking. It's like the like sexual innuendos they're making while looking at me.
Okay, so
Okay, hang on. I'm not even willing to entertain this.
Yeah.
If a man is looking at you in a way that you consider to be lustful, is that sexual assault?
It's sexual harassment.
How is that sexual
Because
harassment?
if you're publicly willing to make those type of gestures to a woman in public, like,
No,
what
what,
would
what
you
type
do
of
if there
gesture?
weren't
He's
people around?
looking at you.
I don't want to make the
Like,
gestures.
what
on
is bro doing? Is he holding his nuts? Is he licking his lips? What is he doing? The the little gel thing, what they do between the tongue thing? Like, what is he doing to make you feel that uncomfortable? I gotta know.
camera.
dude,
No. That's not my question. My question is, if he looked at you, just looked at you in a way that you thought was lustful, is that sexual assault?
It's harassment.
Is it assault?
Okay, no, it's not physical assault.
Thank you.
Okay, so then when you say SA, when you say we're talking about sexual assault, you say that you think that 80% of secular men would sexually assault you. We're not talking about them looking at you in some whatever bizarre way you think that means that they want to sleep with you, because that could mean anything, and women are often delusional and overestimate how good they look, as you can clearly see from this panel.
Well,
so the thing is, I
ain't
just
lying.
wonder,
He ain't lying though.
right,
Is
from
he
the
lying?
SA perspective,
No, he's not.
do you honestly think that 80%, 8 out of 10 men, if they were trapped in a forest with you, would SA you?
Did we not just get down to 20%?
No, we
So,
didn't. You said, I said secular
I
men,
think,
not
sweetheart, you kind of
Christians.
stood.
Yeah,
on this.
8 out of 10 men, I feel like would do that, and not just to me, to like if it's their type of person. Yeah.
No.
Do you realize that if you were to even take 20% of the men of the United States, I'm not even sure what percentage of that would even be capable of sexual activity. You're talking about men who are in their 60s, 70s, 80s. There's only so many men who are even fit to do this. The age bracket that you're talking about, probably that you're envisioning somewhere between like 16 and 40. 8 out of 10 men doesn't even come close to encompassing this.
That's what
Like,
picturing.
how could you even come up with this as a rationale?
Like,
Because you said random man, so
living
I'm
in
thinking
fear of men,
logically
but
like
you got
the
one,
man I
though.
picture, right? The random
So
man
you
I'm
have
picturing.
100% of the entire pool, which is going to include everybody from every age bracket who's a man, 18 plus. 80%. You're including 100-year-olds, 90-year-olds, 80-year-olds, 70-year-olds, 60-year-olds.
I like that you get to put a like box around what it is and like the amount of men, the ages, and all of these different brackets. But when I'm clearly telling you like this is what I think, I can't do that. Because I'm saying, yeah,
That doesn't
obviously.
even make sense. What you just
Honestly-
said doesn't make sense. I'm giving you clear criteria.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you get to
100% of
take
men
the criteria
are all
out.
men, right?
Obviously,
If
men
100%
who are
of men are all
sexually
men-
capable of doing that.
Yeah, there's only going to be X amount of men who are even capable of doing that. Literally, not even 8 out of 10 men could be capable of doing that. It's not. I don't.
now he's talking about a very gruesome thing now, because let's be real. We're talking about like, all right, man, let's drop the example. We're talking about her, big girl like her. It's gonna take a pretty big guy to just low key, do that to her. You feel me? And if we're talking about an older dude, more frail, she probably got the advantage. If you talk about a guy her size, she's a big girl, low key. So it's gonna take a guy like pretty opposing or strong enough to, get her there. I mean, or I'm sorry, but take that. I'm just good. Yeah, he's low key making a valid point. It's like a lot of guys ain't even physically strong enough to do that to you. In this scenario, like 8 out of 10 guys, we lined up 10 guys, bro, maybe like 5 or like 4 of them is gonna be, swollen enough, fit enough to just, 1, run after you, 2, oh my god, come on now, guys, you know what I'm saying. Let's not go through the whole example here.
You think it's possible for them to even be capable of doing that?
Andrew, just grant that they're capable.
Okay. I guess we will for the sake of argument, but
Look,
it's
an
such
adult.
It's gonna get
it's so
gruesome.
illogical. It's hard for me to even grant it.
Let's even grant. Look, they're.
I would have to know this girl's size and measurement to be. Let's say they're capable. Okay, well, how big are you? Like, all right, like, come on now. It don't look like you don't look too big. It look like you could possibly take off, run, throw a couple jabs. So I don't see no 5'1" scrawny dude. I don't see no 5'5", 5'9", bro. I don't see any type of scrawny dude taking you out the game. So if you're talking about capable, you're talking about dudes who probably work out a little bit. Like, you're talking about one-on-one, one dude, yeah. So you're going to need a pretty fit dude to take you out the game, unless you just go over here in the pink. Yeah, just go over here in the pink, and I ain't going to lie, anybody. But, you go, girl, it's going to take an elite. It's going to take an elite few, Oh, Lord.
18 to 50-year-old able-bodied men. Let's just grant that.
Able-bodied.
What percentage of those
She's
men
done for.
do you think, is it 80% still?
Specifically me, I don't know, like probably like 40.
There you go. Okay.
What?
No, she's
You
being
said-
honest there. She's like specifically her able-bodied men. Her size, she looks like a pretty big girl. So when she says 40%, now I can believe that a little bit. Because I'm like, yeah, girl, you talking about some big dudes who's going to be able to yoke you up and be able to take it without you running, scratching, who'd be able strong enough to ignore all that and still be able to get it. I'm just saying, man, that's a rare few right there.
80.
Yeah, I was going based off like if I'm just being like a woman, would I rather pick a bear or a man? I think it would be safer for a woman just to be with a bear than a man.
Okay, but so sure. You said 80%, but now you're saying 40%.
Because he's making it very specific to like me. I just
To you.
Yes. If I were to be spawned in the middle of a forest, I would rather just pick a bear.
Okay, but how did you jump from 80% to 40%?
That's what I want to know, too.
Because if he wants to, like, he was taking his criteria like out. So it's like, yeah, like you also are trying to like say, oh, well, if these men are like 80, they're not being able to do this and that. And it's like, okay, well, you want to make it so like small of, I'm taking out Christian men, I'm taking out men that have value, like secular men, right?
Okay, here, the way I framed it was able-bodied men between the ages of 18 to 50.
Yeah, so I'm adding
Including
exactly, now
Christian
I'm adding
men.
it in to the Christian men being in this. That's why it goes down.
Okay, let's take out the Christian men then.
Take out the Christian.
Then you
brethren.
have the same answer.
Okay, 80%. Okay. So then you're willing to...
So 80% of atheists are rapists.
Damn.
80% of atheists in your worldview, you honestly believe that 80% of
But it's
atheists
not like-
are going to SA
That's
a
wild.
random woman in the forest if they had the opportunity? I just want to make sure I got this clear.
Yes, if the opportunity is there, you don't know what people are capable of.
No, I think I do know very well what people are capable
Yeah,
of.
me
If
too.
everything
But
were-
I also understand when people aren't capable of logic. That's how I know that I know what people are capable of.
How many, can I ask you, how many men do you think would be saying women if like the whole world kind of just shut down and there's no law, there's no nothing, it's just like what is it, like a hierarchy?
Anarchy. She's talking about an anarchy. And I would give it about a good 20%. Maybe 15 to 20%. I'd say it about be a 15-20% that's going to go on, grabbing up women's spree. So, yeah. But then the rest of us are going to go against them and, put their heads on sticks, figuratively.
Less than 1%. Far less than 1%. I wouldn't even say 0.5%.
Dang, all right,
You
nice of me.
understand the inert safeguards. You have a father, right?
He passed.
Okay, but you did have him.
Somewhat.
Damn.
Do you agree that most fathers don't SA their daughters?
Yeah.
Most
Yeah,
fathers
most.
don't SA their daughters, right?
Yeah, most.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, but they have all the opportunity to do so, but they don't.
Yeah, thank
But
God.
when you have a genetic bond to someone, you're less likely to
No,
do
even
that.
with stepdaughters, they don't.
Yeah, it's true.
Most do not. The overwhelming vast majority do not. And they're not genetically related then. But they could. The opportunity is there, but they don't. Men are not so predatory as you're making them out to be, not even close. It's actually absurd that you would even believe that.
It's
Why would you
wild.
believe you have brothers, all sorts of men who have been in and out of your life, to think that 8 and 10 of them would just grape a random woman if they were in a forest with them? That's
Dang, like, don't you have a little bit more faith than that in us? Like, dang, women, like, bro, women, do y'all really feel that way about us? Like, wow. Like, I'd be a little hurt hearing that. I ain't gonna lie, like, damn, like 80%? Like, sweetheart, do you know how much men are fathers? We got mothers that, like, to the point where we couldn't even fathom hurting a woman like that. Couldn't even fathom it. So it's like the fact that y'all really think a lot of men are like this. When we got mothers, we have sisters. A lot of us got mothers and sisters. Y'all be forgetting that, to the point where we have this empathy and compassion towards women naturally, because we kind of grew up in it. But anyway, though, let me know y'all thoughts on this, man. I probably got one more for y'all in the tank, man. This is Set with Set and Kimmy, and I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Peace.